Hello, and welcome to this audiobook summary of the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Summary. Imagine this. It's a cold morning, and Mel Robbins is lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. The alarm has gone off, again, and she's hit snooze for what feels like the 100th time that week. Her life is a mess. She's drowning in financial stress, her marriage is on the rocks, and she feels like she's lost control. She's not alone in this feeling. Maybe you've been there too. But then, something bizarre happens. She's flipping through channels late at night, and a rocket launch flickers onto the screen. The countdown begins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. That simple sequence sticks with her. What if she could launch herself out of bed, and out of this rut, the same way? That moment plants the seed for what becomes the 5-Second Rule, a book that's less about a gimmick and more about a life-altering tool to conquer hesitation, fear, and self-doubt. Welcome to this audiobook summary. I'm here to take you through Mel Robbins' journey, the science behind her rule, and how it can transform your life in ways you might not expect. This isn't just a self-help book. It's a wake-up call, a practical guide, and a story of resilience all rolled into one. So, let's count down together and dive into the heart of the 5-Second Rule. Part 1. The 5-Second Rule itself, its mechanics, applications, examples, and deeper insights drawn from Mel Robbins' book. This is a focused deep dive into the rule, written in an engaging, storytelling format with additional examples for clarity. Let's count down and get started. The countdown that changes everything. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a decision. Maybe it's getting out of bed on a dreary Monday, or maybe it's raising your hand in a meeting to share an idea you're terrified might flop. Your heart's racing, your mind's spinning with excuses, and in that split second, you freeze. Sound familiar? That's where Mel Robbins steps in with something so simple, it almost feels like a trick. The 5-Second Rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's it. A countdown that interrupts your hesitation and launches you into action. But how does it work? Why does it work? And what can it really do for you? Let's unpack this rule, step by step, with stories and examples that bring it to life. The mechanics. What is the 5-Second Rule? At its core, the 5-Second Rule is a tool to beat hesitation. Mel describes it as a starting ritual, a way to trick your brain into action before it can sabotage you. Here's how it goes. When you feel that instinct to do something you know you should do, but don't want to, you've got about 5 seconds before your mind slams on the brakes. That's when you count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then, you move. Physically, mentally, emotionally, you take that first step. It's not about thinking harder or psyching yourself up. It's about short-circuiting the overthinking altogether. Mel stumbled on this by accident. She was stuck in a rut financially, emotionally, physically, and couldn't even get out of bed. One night, she saw a rocket launch on TV. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. The next morning, she tried it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she threw off the covers and stood up. It felt ridiculous, but it worked. That's the rule in its rawest form. A countdown to override paralysis. It's not fancy, but it's powerful. The science. Why 5 seconds? You might wonder, why 5 seconds? Why not 10 or 3? Mel digs into the neuroscience, and it's pretty cool. When you get an urge to act, say, to speak up or start a task, your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making part of your brain, lights up. But within 5 seconds, your amygdala, the fear center, kicks in. It's like an overprotective parent saying, nope, too risky, stay safe. Suddenly, you're flooded with doubt. I'm not ready. I'll fail. Tomorrow's fine. That's your brain's default, honed by evolution to keep you out of danger. Counting backward interrupts that. It's a metacognitive hack, fancy term, simple idea. The act of counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 engages your prefrontal cortex, keeping it in charge. It's like flipping a switch from autopilot to manual. Mel cites research from psychologists like Dr. Amy Aronson, who study how stress derails focus. The countdown creates a moment of control, a tiny window to act before fear wins. 5 seconds isn't random, it's the sweet spot where intention meets momentum. Example 1. The morning battle. Let's see it in action with a relatable example. Waking up. Mel's classic story is her own. She'd hit snooze 5 times, dreading the day bills, fights with her husband, a life unraveling. But with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she forced herself up. It wasn't graceful, she tripped over laundry, but she did it. Day after day, That small win built a habit. Now, imagine you. Your alarm blares at 6 a.m. You groan, tempted to roll over. But you count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You swing your legs out, stand, and suddenly, you're not a victim of the snooze button, you're in charge. That's the rule. It turns a war with your pillow into a victory lap. Example 2. Speaking up. Here's another one from Mel's inbox. Meet Sarah, a quiet office worker who always had ideas but never shared them. One day, her team's brainstorming a project. She's got a suggestion, risky, but good. Her palms sweat, her mind screams, they'll laugh. Then she remembers the rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she raises her hand. Her voice shakes, but she says it. Her boss loves it, and Sarah's stunned. That 5-second push didn't just get her heard. It rewrote her self-image. Mel says this is common. The rule builds courage, one countdown at a time. The power, breaking procrastination. Procrastination's a beast, and the 5-second rule slays it. Mel explains it's not laziness, it's avoidance. Your brain sees a task like taxes or a workout as stress, so it stalls. The longer you wait, the worse it gets. She shares her own procrastination nightmare, a looming call to a creditor. She put it off for weeks, stomach in knots. Finally, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 she dialed. It sucked, but it was done. Relief washed over her. Try this yourself. You've got an email you've dodged for days. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open it. Type the first line. That's it. Mel ties this to the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks haunt you. Starting, even for 5 seconds, quiets the noise. Another example. Tom, a student, used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to crack open his textbook instead of scrolling Instagram. One page became 10. The rule doesn't finish the job, it starts it, and that's half the battle. Example 3. Facing fear. Fear's the big bad wolf here, and the rule's your silver bullet. Mel tells of a guy named Mike, terrified of flying. He'd canceled trips, lost money, hated himself for it. Then he tried the rule. Boarding a plane, heart pounding. He counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and stepped on board. He didn't love the flight, but he survived and booked another. Mel's point. The rule doesn't erase fear. It gets you through it. She used it herself, trembling before a CNN gig. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She walked on set. Fear lost. She won. The ripple effect. Habits and beyond. The rule's not just for one-offs, it's a habit shaper. Mel quit drinking with it. Night after night, she'd reach for wine, then count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and grab water instead. It stuck. Another fan, Lisa, used it to run. She'd lace up, count down, and jog first a block, then a mile. Habits are cues and routines. The countdown's your new cue. Science backs this. Small actions rewire neural pathways. 5 seconds can pivot your life. Example 4. Relationships. Relationships thrive on it, too. Mel avoided apologizing to her husband, Chris, after a fight. Tension grew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 she said sorry. It was messy, but it opened a door. Or take Jake, who used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to ask his crush out. She said yes. Hesitation kills connection. The rule sparks it. It's not about grand gestures, it's about showing up. Part 2. The power of courage. Where she flips everything you thought about bravery on its head. This isn't about capes or grand heroics, it's about the quiet, gritty courage of everyday life. With the 5-second rule as your tool, Mel shows how 5 seconds can unlock a power you didn't know you had. Let's dive into the stories, the science, and the moments that prove courage is your secret weapon. The big idea, courage over everything. Mel starts with a bold claim. Courage is the birthplace of change. Not motivation, which fizzles out when you're tired. Not confidence, which you can't fake till you make it. Courage, the raw, messy act of doing it anyway, is what moves the needle. She says we've got it backward, waiting to feel ready before we act. But readiness is a myth. You don't feel brave, then jump. You jump, and bravery follows. The 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, becomes your countdown to that jump. She gets personal here. Years ago, Mel was a wreck, financially broke, emotionally drained, hiding behind excuses. She didn't feel confident, but she found courage in that rocket launch moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she got out of bed. It wasn't pretty, but it was a spark. That's her point. Courage isn't loud or polished, it's the decision to move when you'd rather freeze. The science, courage in your brain. Why does this matter? Mel leans on neuroscience to explain. When you hesitate, your brain's amygdala, the fear alarm, takes over, pumping out cortisol and stalling you with what-ifs. But courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting through it. The 5-second rule hacks this. Counting backward 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shifts control to your prefrontal cortex, the part that says, I've got this. It's like hitting the override button on panic. She cites studies on stress and decision-making like those from Dr. Joseph Ledoux, showing how quick action disrupts fear loops. 5 seconds isn't just a gimmick. It's a window where courage can win. Mel calls it everyday courage, not slaying dragons, but facing the dragons in your head. Example 1. The stage fright breakthrough. Let's see it in action. Mel shares her own battle with public speaking. Before a big TV gig, her anxiety was crippling, sweaty palms, racing heart, a voice whispering, "You'll bomb." She could have backed out. Instead, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she stepped onto the set. The fear didn't vanish, but she spoke anyway. Afterward, a producer said, "You were great." That moment taught her, courage doesn't wait for calm, it creates it. Each countdown built her confidence, but only because she dared first. Example 2. The quitter who didn't. Then there's Lisa, a reader Mel highlights. Lisa was in a toxic job, underpaid and miserable, but quitting felt impossible. She'd dream of walking out, then freeze. Fear of the unknown was too big. One day, fed up, she tried the rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She marched to HR, resigned, and walked out shaking but free. Months later, she wrote Mel, "That 5 seconds gave me my life back." Courage wasn't a feeling for Lisa. It was a countdown that broke her chains. The everyday angle, courage in small wins. Mel insists courage isn't rare, it's daily. It's in the small stuff we avoid. She gives a mundane example, apologizing to her husband, Chris. They'd fought, and she knew she was wrong, but pride and fear of rejection kept her silent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She blurted, "I'm sorry." It was awkward. He didn't hug her, but the air cleared. That tiny act of courage saved their marriage, one step at a time. Picture this for yourself. You've been dodging a friend's call. Maybe you owe them an explanation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You dial. It's messy, but you talk. That's courage showing up when it's hard. Mel says these moments stack up, proving you're braver than you think. Example 3. The kid who spoke up. Here's one inspired by the book's spirit. Jake, a shy 12-year-old, hated school presentations. His class had a debate, and he had an opinion but dreaded the spotlight. His mom, a fan of Mel's, taught him the rule. Standing there, knees wobbling, he counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and raised his hand. His voice cracked, but he argued his point. The teacher praised him, and Jake grinned all day. Courage wasn't natural for him, it was 5 seconds he borrowed to shine. The ripple effect. Courage breeds confidence. Mel ties this to a bigger truth. Courage builds confidence, not the other way around. She uses a gym analogy. You don't wait to feel fit to exercise, you go, sweat, and fitness grows. Same with bravery. Each 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a rep, strengthening your belief in yourself. She shares a story from a guy named Mark, terrified of asking for a raise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 he asked. His boss said yes. Mark didn't feel confident walking in, but he strutted out. Courage was the bridge. Example 4. The health leap. Health's another arena. Mel talks about her drinking, how she'd pour wine to numb stress, knowing it hurt her. One night, reaching for the bottle, she counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and grabbed water instead. It wasn't heroic, but it was brave. Imagine Maria, a smoker who'd tried quitting a dozen times. At a party, cigarette in hand, she went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and tossed it. One night became a week, then a month. Courage isn't loud, it's that quiet no to old habits. The catch. Courage isn't comfortable. Mel's honest. Courage feels awful. Your stomach flips, your mind screams, abort. The rule doesn't make it easy, it makes it possible. She recalls pitching herself for TV. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She walked in, voice trembling. She got the gig, but the fear was real. Courage, she says, is pushing through that. It's not Superman flying. It's you, shaky but standing. Your courage countdown. So, what's the power of courage? It's the spark that starts everything: confidence, change, a life you love. Part 2 of the 5-second rule isn't about feeling brave. It's about acting brave, 5 seconds at a time. From Mel's stage to Lisa's resignation, Jake's debate to your next hard step. It's the same truth. You don't need a cape, just a countdown. Right now, what scares you? What's one brave move you've delayed? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go do it. That's your power. That's your courage. Part 3, Courage Changes Your Behavior, where she reveals how courage doesn't just get you through a moment, it reshapes who you are by changing what you do. With the 5-second rule 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as your trigger, Mel shows how small, brave actions ripple into big behavioral shifts. This isn't about overnight miracles. It's about the power of starting. Let's explore the stories, science, and examples that prove courage can rewrite your script, one countdown at a time. The core idea: behavior follows courage. Mel kicks off with a simple truth. You don't change by thinking, you change by doing. But doing is hard when fear, doubt, or inertia grip you. That's where courage comes in, and the 5-second rule is its ignition. She argues that behavior isn't fixed. It's a habit loop: cues, routines, rewards, and courage lets you break in and rewrite it. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Act, and you've just planted a seed for a new you. She gets real here. Mel was a procrastinator, a worrier, a mess. Her mornings were a snooze button nightmare until 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 flipped the switch. That tiny act getting up snowballed. She started tackling bills, fixing her marriage, rebuilding her life. Courage didn't make her perfect. It made her move. And movement, she says, is how behavior bends. The science: rewiring through action. Mel leans on science to back this up. Your brain's plastic, it adapts to what you do. Habits form through repetition, but they start with a cue. The 5-second rule becomes that cue. Counting backward 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 fires up your prefrontal cortex, overriding the amygdala's fear signals. It's like a jolt that says, act now. She cites research on neuroplasticity, how small actions, repeated, carve new neural pathways. One countdown doesn't rewrite you, but 100 do. She ties this to the activation energy concept from psychology, the push needed to start. Courage lowers that barrier. Take a study on exercise. People who took one step, like putting on sneakers, were more likely to finish a workout. The rule's your step, it's courage in motion, changing behavior from the ground up. Example 1, the procrastination buster. Let's see it play out. Mel shares her own story. A pile of unpaid bills haunted her. She'd stare at them, paralyzed, until 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she opened one, paid it. Then another. It wasn't fun, but it was done. That courage shifted her behavior from avoidance to action. Weeks later, she wasn't the procrastinator anymore. She was the woman who faced her mess. Imagine you've got a report due. You've dodged it for days. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you type one sentence. Then a paragraph. Behavior changes, not because you're suddenly organized, but because you started. Example 2, the exercise turnaround. Health's a big one. Mel talks about her gym struggles. She'd planned to work out, then bail too tired, too busy. One day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she laced up her shoes and went. She didn't run a marathon, just walked the treadmill, but it stuck. Over months, her behavior shifted from sedentary to active. Take Sarah, a reader's story. Overweight and ashamed, she used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to step outside for a walk. 1 block became 2, then a jog. A year later, she'd lost 40 pounds. Courage didn't make her fit, it made her move, and movement rewrote her habits. The ripple effect, from one act to many. Mel emphasizes the ripple effect. Courage in one area spills over. She stopped drinking with the rule 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, water instead of wine. That bled into better mornings, sharper focus, tougher workouts. It's not linear, it's exponential. She shares a fan's tale. Tom, a smoker, used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to skip a cigarette. One skip became a day, then a week. Soon, he was eating better, sleeping more. Why? Courage in that first no changed his behavior across the board. Think of it yourself. You dodge a late-night snack with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next day, you're up early, energized. One act cascades. Mel says this is behavior change in real-time. Courage kicks it off, and consistency cements it. Example 3, the social shift. Social behavior shifts, too. Mel avoided hard talks with her husband, Chris. Post-fight, she'd stew in silence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she spoke. We need to fix this. It was raw, but it opened dialogue. Her behavior went from withdrawn to engaged. Picture Alex, a shy guy who never networked. At a conference, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, he introduced himself to a stranger. One chat led to a job offer. Courage didn't make him extroverted, it made him act, and action redefined him. Example 4. The classroom comeback. Here's one inspired by the book. Mia, a student failing math, dreaded asking for help. She'd sit, silent, sinking. Her teacher mentioned the rule. Next class, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she raised her hand. I don't get it, she said. Tutoring followed, grades rose. Her behavior flipped from passive to proactive, all from 5 seconds of guts. Courage didn't solve math, it got her asking, and asking changed everything. The catch, it's not instant. Mel's clear, behavior change isn't a light switch. You'll stumble. She did some days, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 didn't beat the wine. But she kept counting. It's progress, not perfection. Science backs this. Habits take 66 days on average to stick, per UCL studies. Courage starts the clock, but you've got to keep winding it. The rule's your ally, not a fairy godmother. Your behavior, your countdown. So what's part 3 about? It's courage as the architect of change. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel turned procrastination into progress, avoidance into action. Sarah walked, Tom quit, Alex networked, Mia asked, each countdown rewrote their behavior, then their lives. It's not about who you are, it's about what you do. Right now, pick one habit you hate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take the first step. That's courage. That's change. That's you becoming. Part 4. Courage changes your mind. Where she unveils a radical idea. Courage doesn't just change what you do, it changes how you think. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as your launch code, Mel shows how small acts of bravery can rewire your mind, turning fear into fuel and self-doubt into strength. This is about the quiet revolution inside your head. Let's explore the stories, science, and moments that prove courage can transform your inner world. The core idea, action shapes thought. Mel starts with a bombshell. Your mind follows your moves. We're taught to fix our thoughts first, get confident, then act. But she flips it, act first, and your mind catches up. The 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 jumpstarts this. When you push past hesitation, you don't just do something. You tell your brain, I'm the boss. That shift compounds. Doubt weakens, belief grows. She gets personal. Mel's mind was a battlefield, self-criticism, anxiety, a loop of I can't. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 got her out of bed, then into tough talks, then onto TV. Each countdown didn't just solve a problem, it chipped away at the story she'd told herself, that she was a failure. Courage, she says, is the back door to a better mind. The science, rewiring the inner narrative. Mel digs into the brain science, and it's mind-blowing, pun intended. Your thoughts aren't fixed, they're shaped by experience. When you hesitate, your amygdala fuels fear, reinforcing negative loops. I'll fail, I'm weak. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational part that decides. Acting in that 5-second window proves to your brain you're capable. Neuroplasticity kicks and new pathways form. She cites studies, like those from Dr. Carol Dweck on mindset, showing how effort shifts self-perception from fixed to growth-oriented. It's like cognitive behavioral therapy in real time. Each courageous act is evidence against your inner critic. Mel calls it anchoring, tying a new thought, I can, to an action. Over time, your mind rewrites itself. Courage isn't just a push, it's a programmer. Example 1, the anxiety tamer. Let's see it in action. Mel's anxiety was brutal, racing thoughts before speaking gigs, convinced she'd flop. One day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she stepped on stage. She stumbled, but survived. Afterward, her mind didn't say, disaster. It said, I did it. Each countdown quieted the panic. Imagine you're dreading a call, your brain's screaming, they'll hate me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you dial. It's fine. Your mind shifts. That wasn't so bad. Courage doesn't kill anxiety, it retrains it. Example 2, the confidence builder. Then there's Mark, a guy Mel mentions. He felt like an imposter at work, terrified to ask for a raise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 he asked. His boss agreed. Mark's mind flipped from, I don't deserve this, to, I earned it. That one act rewrote his self-worth. Picture yourself. You avoid speaking in meetings, thinking, I'm not smart enough. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You share an idea. It lands. Your brain logs. I've got something to say. Courage plants confidence where doubt once grew. The ripple effect. From fear to freedom. Mel highlights the ripple effect. Courage in one moment spills into your whole mindset. She stopped drinking with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 water over wine. Her mind shifted from, I need this to cope, to, I'm stronger than this. That bled into how she saw herself. Not a victim, but a fighter. It's exponential. One brave choice reframes everything. Take Sarah, inspired by the book. She feared flying. Her mind a mess of crash scenarios. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she boarded. The plane landed fine. Her brain didn't just relax about flights, it started trusting her resilience. Courage doesn't erase fear. It teaches your mind you can handle it. Example 3, the parent's pivot. Here's one from Mel's life. Parenting guilt. She'd snap at her kids, then spiral. I'm a terrible mom. One day, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she apologized to her daughter. It was messy, but healing. Her mind eased from, I'm failing, to I'm learning. Imagine you yell at your kid, regret it, but freeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you say sorry. Your brain logs. I'm not perfect, but I'm present. Courage shifts shame to growth. Example 4, the dream chaser. Consider Alex, a dreamer stuck in a dead-end job, his mind chanting, I'll never make it. He'd sketch business ideas, then trash them too risky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, he pitched one to a friend. They loved it. His mind flipped. Maybe I can. 6 months later, he launched a side gig. Courage didn't guarantee success, it changed his headspace from impossible to possible. Your version? That hobby you've shelved. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start it. Your mind might just say, I'm worth this. The catch, it's a process. Mel's honest. Your mind doesn't flip overnight. Old thoughts fight back, she still doubts herself sometimes. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 keeps her acting, and each act weakens the noise. Science agrees. Rewiring takes repetition. One study says it's 66 days to shift a habit. Mental habits are stickier. Courage starts the process, but you've got to keep counting. Your mind, your countdown. So what's part 4 about? It's courage as the sculptor of your mind. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel tamed anxiety, Mark found worth, Sarah flew, Alex dreamed. Each act reshaped their inner story. It's not about silencing doubt. It's about proving it wrong, 5 seconds at a time. Right now, what's your mind stuck on? One brave move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 can start the change. That's courage. That's your new mindset unfolding. Part 5. Courage changes everything. Where she pulls back the curtain on the biggest truth yet. Courage doesn't just tweak one part of your life, it changes everything. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as your trigger, Mel shows how a fleeting act of bravery can topple old patterns, heal wounds, and launch you toward a life you've only dreamed of. This is the payoff, the ripple effect, the everything. Let's explore the stories, insights, and examples that prove 5 seconds can rewrite your world. The big picture, everything connects. Mel starts with a bold vision. Courage is the thread that weaves your life together. It's not isolated. Get out of bed, and you're not just awake. You're ready to face the day. Speak up, and you're not just heard. You're respected. The 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the spark, but the fire it lights touches everything. Your habits, your relationships, your purpose. She says we underestimate small acts, but they're dominoes. Knock one over, and the whole line falls. Her own life proves it. That first 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get up wasn't just about mornings. It led to paying bills, saving her marriage, building a career. One countdown didn't fix it all, but it started a chain reaction. Courage, she argues, is the ultimate catalyst. The science, the whole life shift. Mel ties this to science. Your brain's a network. Actions in one area, like starting a task, signal others, like confidence or resilience. Neuroplasticity means every 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rewires you holistically. She nods to systems thinking. Change one part, and the system adapts. Studies on habit formation like Charles Duhigg's work show how keystone habits, exercise, say, trigger broader shifts, better eating, productivity. Courage is your keystone. Act once, and your whole life feels the echo. Example 1, the marriage mender. Relationships are ground zero. Mel's marriage to Chris was crumbling. Silence, resentment, distance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She broke the ice with I'm sorry. It wasn't a fix, but a start. Talks followed. Trust rebuilt. Love returned. That courage didn't just mend a moment, it saved a partnership, rippling into her kids' lives, her work, her peace. Imagine you and your partner drifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You say, let's talk. It's raw, but it shifts everything: intimacy, teamwork, your whole home vibe. Example 2. The career leap. Courage reshapes work. 2. Mel pitched herself for TV, terrified. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She walked in shaky, but there. She got the gig, launching a new path. Everything changed. Income, confidence, impact. Take Lisa, a reader, stuck in a dead-end job. She used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to quit. She started a small business. Months later, she wasn't just freer, she was richer, prouder, living her vision. One brave step didn't just shift her job, it redefined her purpose. The ripple effect, beyond the self. Mel zooms out. Courage changes more than you. She stopped drinking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, water over wine. Her kids saw a stronger mom, her husband a clearer partner, her audience a realer voice. It's exponential. Consider Tom, inspired by the book. He feared public speaking but used 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to lead a community meeting. He won a local award, inspiring others to step up. His courage didn't just lift him, it lifted everyone around him. Your turn. You dodge a bad habit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Friends notice, ask how. You share the rule. One act ripples outward, changing your circle, maybe beyond. Mel calls this legacy courage as a gift you pass on. Example 3. The health revolution. Health's a game changer. Mel started exercising 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gym instead of couch. Energy rose, mood lifted, focus sharpened. Her whole life upgraded. Picture Maria, overweight, depressed. She counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to walk. A year later, she'd shed pounds, gained friends, started dating. Courage didn't just slim her waist, it expanded her world. New hobbies, new love, new her. One step touched everything. Example 4. The dream chaser. Dreams get the spotlight, too. Mel wrote this book, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She typed the first line. It wasn't just a project. It became a movement, changing millions. Think of Alex. He dreamed of music but feared failure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He posted a song online. Fans emerged, gigs followed, a career bloomed. His life wasn't just louder, it was fuller. Passion, income, identity. Courage didn't just chase a dream, it built a life. The catch, it's messy and ongoing. Mel's real. This isn't a fairy tale. Courage falters. She's had days where 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 didn't stick. Change is messy, uneven. Science says transformation takes time: 66 days for habits, years for dreams. But every countdown counts. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. One stumble doesn't undo the ripples. You're everything, your countdown. So what's part 5? It's courage as the ultimate game changer. With 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mel saved her marriage, Lisa launched a business, Tom inspired a town, Maria reclaimed her life, Alex sang his truth. Each act shifted everything. It's not about one win. It's about the whole damn pond rippling. Right now, what's your pebble? One thing you've delayed: relationship, health, dream? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it. Watch it spread. That's courage. That's everything. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and please remember to subscribe to receive notification of upcoming recordings. See you in next video.